What's up, guys? This is Jesse Ogle with the Vibe Dialogue Podcast, a podcast for creatives. I'm doing a special segment. I'm focusing on my times in Squid Games and Challenge Season 2 on Netflix. I'll be hosting a bunch of different players. Today's guest, and this is episode number 10, features Zach Fellman. He's player number 165, and he's a musician. We had a really cool conversations in the dorm. Not many people know him, but hopefully this episode gets you a little bit better chance to get to know him and what he's doing in the world. Okay, what's up, everyone? Today I'm joined by Zach Fellman, player 165 from Squid Games, also accomplished musician, and was part of the challenge season 2. We're here to get to know him. What's up, Zach? How are you doing?
All right, man. How are you today?
Good, man. It's been a while since I saw you, like I guess not quite a year. Um, and I think what we really connected with in the game is that we're both musicians and we both play a lot and gig. Can you like tell everyone what is it that I know you play saxophone, right? But tell me a little bit about like your musical background.
Okay. I started playing piano when I was 8. I started playing sax in 5th grade. Ended up with a degree in piano performance and also play like organ in church, stuff like that.
Sweet. What are you in some projects right now?
Yeah, I play full time with 5 bands, and I do solo work as well. But down on the coast, it's kind of a fractured music scene. So I'm kind of like a utility infielder, I guess. I'll do anything from little fine dine dinner trios to toured with a ska band a couple months back. That was fun.
What like if there's like a genre that you were like wanting to like focus on, or like if you would say like this is like my like kind of my bag. I know musicians we have to wear so many hats, but like what is it that you're like really like into playing, or what's like, I mean, I know it's hard to like pin something down, but like if there's something that's like this defines me or I resonate with most.
Funk music for sure.
Oh man, I'm right there with you. I play a lot of funk. I play a lot of neo soul too. Um,
Okay.
but like it's funky. I try to make it, I play bass, so I try to make everything I do funky. It's
Yeah.
like I don't care what it is, it's going to be a little funky. That's cool, man. So, what are you in an original project right now?
Yeah, I've actually got my first original single is going to be dropping on Spotify next month. I kind of Yeah, I'm lazy about that sort of stuff, but I've got a 3-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I thought, if I die tomorrow, I want there to be something at least that they can listen to and be like, yeah, that was dad stuff. So kind of lit a fire under me.
What is it under? What's the how can people find that?
It's called Mississippi Hippie.
Okay. And is it like is it your band, or did you put players together and track in a studio, or
Sort of. I played everything on it except for trombone, drums, bass, and then there's a little whistle solo. But like I played guitar, sax, keyboards, did the vocals, um, and then kind of shopped around. Like a friend came in and sat in on bass, and a guy up in Nashville did the drums, and one of my wife's theater friends actually did the little whistle hook in it. So it was a fun
cool.
process.
Sweet. Do you tour much? Are you mostly like a regional, like local musician, or?
No, I did when I was younger. When I was in my 20s, I toured a lot more. But I'm 44 now, man, and spending that much time in a van is not very appealing to me at this stage of my life.
Yeah. I do this, I say to I do a lot of like music business coaching and just different work. I run workshops for artists and stuff like that. And I always say like the smartest tour you can do is a 4-day tour or like 11 or 12-day tour. And it's basically Wednesday through Saturday, Thursday through Sunday, depending on the market or what the shows are. Maximize your weekends. Come back. You can work whatever. You can get a lot of places in 4 days. You can get a lot. You can go a lot of places. And I live in the West in Colorado, so things are kind of spread apart. But like you can do like 4 different Colorado tours in a weekend and for a month and still work a job. And if you are going to go out a little farther, you want to travel a little farther, just get 2 weekends down so you're only like shaving a few of your you only have a couple weekdays where you're trying to like fill a gig, or either just go out and like do something that's enriching, like go on a hike or something, or like you know what I'm saying, like go see something, like be a
Yeah,
tourist, and those are like
absolutely.
the best tours, but yeah, no, I hear you. I don't like to sit in a van for a long time either. Like, or like, if I go out on the road, like I like to make sure like I have like good lodging, so I have a nice place to stay. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
um,
I definitely do, man. And for younger musicians, I know when I was younger, there's a lot of sleeping on floors, a lot of couches.
yeah.
And I like what you said though about being a tourist. I toured with the band out on the West Coast. Like we left from here, from the Mississippi coast, and we drove straight through to Flagstaff, and then we hit the Grand Canyon, on the way in, which is like that. That to me made the trip. Once we got out to LA, we kind of worked a little circuit and then drove
Mm,
home. But
yeah.
being able to stop, we hit this little brewery in Santa Fe. Just be able to stop in different places and experience life a little bit makes the 10-hour rides a lot better.
Oh yeah. I lived in Flagstaff for a few years. I love that
Oh,
town.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was a great bass teacher there. So his name was Joel DeBartolo, and I studied bass with him. He was the bassist for the Johnny Carson Tonight Show for like 20 years. He was in Buddy
Wow.
Rich's band, you name it. The guy was like one of the heaviest hitters. He wrote a great book too. It's called Serious Electric Bass. It's really, really cool. Published by Warner Brothers, stuff like that. So the guy was like a legend, and he just happened to be teaching in Flagstaff. So there was a bass studio of like 20 bassists, and he that was like the where everyone went from Phoenix or Tucson. If you wanted to study bass, you were there. And some of the most incredible musicians like came out of that studio that are doing like really cool things that are pretty big now. Just this is a really cool scene in Flagstaff, believe it or not.
I believe it.
So, okay, so we met on Squid Games, this random fucking TV show, right? Like,
Yeah.
why did you go on that, to just win the money, or like, I mean, I
No, no, no.
guess, right? Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really my scene, but my stepdaughter is going to be 14 in January, and she's the one who put me onto it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just
Okay.
said, "Buck." She's like, "Dad, you got to try out. You got to try out. You'd be good on this thing here." And I applied on Mother's Day, and I didn't think anything of it. And then in August, I think I was at Lowe's, and I got a call like, "Hey, this is Studio Lambert. You got a second to chat?" Like, what?
How long did you know you were going to be on? Like, when did you know you were going to be on the show?
I wasn't confirmed until I think Thanksgiving. I think it was right around
Oh,
Thanksgiving. So I
wow.
had this
Okay.
big question mark.
Yeah. That's wild. I knew I was going to show in like late August. Some people didn't know until like 2 weeks before, like in January. So I mean, you were doing well on the show. I mean, so one thing I talked to a lot about, and because we were a fellow musician, is like, I mean, the story wasn't told that well, like on the, like on the way they cut it up and chopped it up. Like they didn't really tell the
Oh,
counting scene at all. But from your perspective as a musician, how did that go down?
okay. What the drummer's name was it Mike?
Mike.
What was the drummer's name?
So Mike plays guitar. He's in the band Back in Black.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. Well, I heard we were standing around that little podium,
yeah.
and I was right behind them. Just happened to be right behind him, and immediately when they said what was going on, he goes, "Oh, that's time. I got this." And just the way that he said it and the confidence that he said it, I was like, "Okay, he's got this." So I think the hardest part, like I felt so confident in them up there. The hardest part was getting everybody to just sit the hell down and let them do their thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we had so many chiefs and not enough Indians in that moment. But once
Yeah,
we got everybody kind of settled down, it was I mean, he nailed it. We were aiming to be 2 seconds shy, and he hit it on the number, which blew my damn mind, man.
Yeah, I mean, I the though like I don't know if you remember that, but I was like, hey, I got like I do wish you were here all the time at 60 beats per minute. And so I was like, and I actually released that track. So, you know, um that was like one of the way we were able to calm the crowd is just like, hey, you guys, trust me, like this is the song. So me and him were the clappers, and Zeke or Isaiah was the like rapper doing
Yeah,
the
I did.
yeah, doing the
Yeah.
counting, and then we had two backup counters, Olabenga and Taylor. Why didn't you volunteer yourself? I mean, you're a musician, you're professional. Like,
Well, I okay. So the way I saw that going down, like it was in hand already.
yeah,
Like I wasn't gonna. I I don't have perfect time, and I don't have perfect pitch. I'm pretty good, but it's not perfect. And
mhm,
y'all, like, you have perfect time. So I could just tell from the quality of the interaction that went down that anything I brought to the table in terms of the counting would be, superfluous. So I thought that I'd be more useful trying to get people to calm the hell down than I would be
mhm.
trying to get my ass up there. And
Yeah, yeah.
y'all clearly had it in hand. So in that instant, I kind of switched gears to crowd control.
Cool. Yeah. And we needed that. Yeah. I mean, because I'm a teacher, I teach everything at 60 beats per minute. Like, so every one of my students has to play any song perfectly at
Oh
60.
shit! So that was you that said that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause all right. I was right there. Then it was what you said, and the way you said it
Yep.
was what got me like, okay, like they've got this. What can I do to help the room?
Yeah.
And it was not being another counter. Although I think my contribution was figuring out the math real quick. I ran up at one point and I was like, what was it, like 6 minutes and change? I was like, just ballpark, guys. It's going to be around 6 minutes because I heard some numbers that weren't quite right.
Yeah.
I ran up there, said that, and I went to the back of the room.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, and I actually, I do a lot of electronic beat production too, and I do a lot of like I have this
Oh,
band. It's called New Bass Theory, and so it's like kind of like a little like Daft Punk, but like I produce all the beats and stuff and trigger like samples, and so I create all these beats in Logic and I chop them up, and I do a lot of 120 BPM stuff, but it's not like dance music in the sense like an EDM. It's very kind of like funky. It's got a lot of syncopation, but like it's got this like 120 pulse. So I do a lot of like I do some stuff that's straight up like dancey, like four on the floor. So but like 120 is like my world as an electronic producer too. Like I have a master's in electronic in music production, but I also teach at 60. So it's like either way, we're good. That's and like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so and then I was like, hey, can I sing the song? Because like I was singing like I have my own version, and I released my version of what you hear because I was like, oh, they've got to put that on screen. Like, man, this is gonna be great. People are gonna want to find this track. Nah, that nothing. They didn't say anything. I'm
Well,
like,
I want.
huh?
How do I your track? I want to listen to it now.
Oh, I'll send it to you. It's or you can find it. Like I think online by Instagram, I have like a I released this track. Um, I haven't been pushing it
Okay.
that hard because I'm still waiting to get a derivative license. So I actually don't have the license for it. But like you can just release shit. It's like, dude, it's like a few $1,000s to get a derivative license rather. So you can get just a standard license to release a song. But like a derivative license takes a little longer because I changed the song. So anyways, it's like I've been pushing
Okay.
super hard, but yeah, I would have pushed it hard if they would have like if it would have been in the show. I would have been like, oh shit, I got to get this like done. Um, so well, so obviously you made it. We made it. We got out the same day, and I know that you felt like really really bad. Um,
I did.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it sucked, right? It fucking sucked for both of us.
It
Yeah. But so
it
like
did,
how
man.
did that affect you like later? Because I like have you been like do you have like a little trauma over that situation?
Well, not And the situation of getting out, or just the experience in general?
The situation getting out.
No, not really. It reinforced that I should listen to myself, like my because Viper, he's like, you got to throw it underhand. Everybody's got to throw it underhand. I was like, man, no, I can lob it overhand all day. I played baseball. Like
Yeah.
I was outfield. I could drop it on you with an overhand. But
Uh-huh.
instead of instead of following my gut,
Yeah.
I went with what Viper said, and to
Yeah.
me, that was the biggest lesson. But honestly, like I was more traumatized from the experience. Like
Mhm.
I was bummed out when I got done and I talked to the counselor. I was kind of depressed about the
Mhm.
state of things.
Yeah.
Um, but that watching more of the game, yeah, mingle would have been fun or whatever. But I felt a shift in the air that day, and I didn't really dig the energy that was going forward in it. So I think deep down, I'm pretty glad I got out when I did.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in hindsight, I'm like, man, Zach, you should have just lobbed that shit the way you wanted to do it, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and then I'm like, damn. And so I've relived that moment a few times, not wanting to even just it just came up, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, yeah. I don't know. Like, I think though, like if people like me and you would have stayed in the game, I think it would have been cool. Like there was like some cool musicians hanging out there and some cool artists and some like real authentic people that it would have been like it would have been we could have had fun with that shit. I mean,
We would, dude.
yeah,
I wish,
yeah,
I wish, I wish Ram had stayed in too. Like if
right,
you, me, and Ram, and that would have
yeah,
been a whole different thing.
yeah. I know. It's just like, dude, it's so like and just let the game take people out, and and it took us out, but like I wouldn't have been involved in any like petty drama shit where I'm like gotta vote someone out or something like that. Like even when we had that thing where we had to vote all these people out, I was like, I'm just gonna let the game people, the game take these people out. I don't need to vote anyone out, so
Right.
and I would have just stuck to those morals. But so I really wanted to connect with you, just on the fact that like I think like I could just tell like you're like my people, like you're like a person I would hang out with outside of the whole thing, like I would play music with you, I would hang out with you. You're just like we come from the same kind of cloth or whatever, and so I really wanted to touch base with you. I don't think like obviously they got to focus on people in the story that are like in the show that are like, telling some drama and stuff like that. But like, if anything, if anyone watches this and that they, this podcast bills or whatever, they'll like know who the real humans and the real people are in this. And hopefully I can bring some light to that. And I wanted to like at least kind of like show people, hey, this is an artist, and that's why I was asking like what projects and what band names you were in. Like if someone's coming through Mississippi
Yeah.
and they want to see you play, how could they look up and find you? Like, what projects are you in right now? Like local projects or bands that you sit in or play with, or who would those be?
Okay. Well, if you find yourself on the Mississippi coast, you can look for District Lights, Karate Kids. There's a ska band that I really love playing with, but going back to the weekend tour thing, yeah, that's and also it's not a huge ska scene down here, so you'd have to catch us out. But Flying Raccoon Suit, definitely, like that's a super fun project.
Sweet,
Um, I played with the New Orleans second line, kind of funk, kind of like a galactic vibe called Blackwater Brass.
cool.
That was that got that got reasonably big locally. We broke up, but we've been kind of like hooking up with your ex. Like we'll get together and play a few shows here and there. We haven't been able to shake that.
That's funny.
Um, and am I leaving? Trying to think if I'm leaving anybody out.
Well,
Um,
I always tell like there's been a few musicians like they're like, hey, if you ever come to Colorado, I run two music venues, I run two music festivals. I got you some gigs if you ever need the gigs.
hell
Look
yeah.
me up. Yeah. And you're on the coast. What's the size of city? Or it looks like a fairly big city in the background. Where you live at again?
I live in Ocean Springs, which
Okay.
is so the coast is like a little. It's just a line of towns. I'm in Biloxi right now, just
Mhm.
on the water. It's about 40,000 people, and then Ocean Springs is 30 some odd. When you put the whole coast together, it's about a quarter million people. You know, from
Mhm.
it's only about 80 miles of land from one side all the way
Okay.
to the other side.
And what's the music scene like?
I mean, I wish I had good news for you, but the way it's going, we have a lot of casinos.
Mm,
It's going the way of the backing track, and since
yeah.
COVID, venues don't really want to pay as much, so
Yeah.
they're not paying for full bands as much. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of duo work, a lot
Yep.
of
Yep.
mostly solo. Most of the stuff I do is solo because you know venue is not going to want to come off $1,000 when they can just pay somebody. Like I don't use tracks. I just want to make that distinction. I use a
Yeah.
looper. I make my own stuff,
Yeah.
but a solo musician with tracks is a lot easier to hire than you know a 6 piece band.
Yeah.
Although I am playing with a 6 piece band tonight, that's the exception rather than the rule.
Yeah.
It's in terms of what's being played. It's a I hate to say this, but it's a lot of "Don't Stop Believing." It's a
Yeah.
lot of "Keep Your Hand to Yourself."
Mhm.
It's casino bangers because people are used to getting what they want.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm fortunate enough to be part of the project I'm playing with tonight, Karate Kids. Yeah, we're a bunch of guys in our 40s, and we've been in a bunch of bands, and we're like, you know what, we're gonna play what we want. We're gonna go home as early as we can, you know, and we're gonna make decent money. Like that's our thing. If that means we play 5 times a year, fine. But that's what we do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tonight we get to do one of those gigs. But like last night, I played a solo show, and I get to do more of what I want there. But in terms
Mhm.
of the norm, it's you know, it's probably if you made a list of the 100 most popular songs of all time, you probably pull most of it from that list.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, that seems to be, the case in things that are like a little bit more touristy, or if you say you're on the coast with casinos, that would make sense. Um, yeah, I mean, dude, that's everyone's feeling the hurt from the COVID. Of course, every musician's felt that. And like I have a project called New Bass Theory, like I said, where I play with backing tracks and beats, but it's not like it's all original shit. And I have a horn section with me and a guitarist. Sometimes it'll be a very big production. So it's really more of a drum production standpoint, but it's all original shit.
Yeah.
And I would never get hired at like a cover gig or anything. And I don't do any cover gigs because, I'm in a bunch of original bands, but so but I did that just because COVID, man. Like I had this regular gig at the Telluride Ski Resort and was like they only wanted to hire 1, 2 people. So I was like, cool, well, I'll create a bunch of tracks and now I have a band, because I don't really, like it's like I won't, I wouldn't like I'm not gonna let COVID stop me from like gigging and stuff. So you got to
Yeah.
figure it out. All right, well, I really dug this. It was great to connect with you, man. I mean, obviously we follow each other online. I hope some people find your bands as they sound like fun projects. And I wish we could have been longer, wish we could have hung out longer, but if anything, like these things, they like create a little bit more connection, human connection in this weird way. And I'm fortunate for that time to like, even hang out, get to know you a little bit and have this recurring conversation. So thanks for your time, Zach. Appreciate it. I know you're busy.
Well, Jesse, thank you, man. It's been nice talking to you.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. This is the Vibe Dialogue podcast. I have Zach Fellman here. He was on Squid Games Challenge season 2, player 165. Have a great show tonight, man.
Thank you, brother.
What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed the episode with Zach. You could tell he's a cool guy doing some cool things. Hopefully, you can follow his music. Hopefully, you enjoyed this. And until next time, again, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's going to help me grow this podcast. It's also going to help me help a lot of other people. So that's the purpose of this. Until next time, take care.